So when it comes to housing, it's one of the more affordable, so it can be a great place to look at when comparing the different cities within the Boise area if you are relocating here. If you are moving to the Boise, Idaho area, Caldwell, Idaho, a suburb of Boise, may be on your list. In this video, I'm going to go over some of the pros and cons of Caldwell, Idaho, and hopefully provide you with some well-informed information to hopefully help you in your decision when moving to the Boise, Idaho area. My name is Brady Fagel. I'm a local realtor in the Boise, Idaho area, a part of the Waypoint, Idaho team. I've grown up here and lived here almost my entire life. If during the course of this video you have any questions, you want to learn more about Caldwell, Nampa, Meridian, any of the surrounding cities, something comes up, you need help in your relocating journey, I'm happy to help. I love helping people like you relocate to the area or just learn more about the Boise, Idaho market. My phone number is up on the screen, so if you have any questions, text, call me any time of day, any day of the week, or if you just have a quick question during the course of this video and you want to leave a comment, I'll get back to you right away. Now, the first thing to know about Caldwell is where it's located within the valley. So Caldwell is going to be the farthest city in the Treasure Valley from the Boise metropolitan area. It's about a 30-35 mile drive, which can take anywhere from 45 to an hour and a half depending on traffic. Sometimes it can be a little bit less. It's the fourth largest city in Idaho with a population of around 65,000 right now, although it's growing just like the rest of the Treasure Valley. Caldwell is a part of Canyon County, which is Nampa, Caldwell, Middleton, Star. Caldwell is going to be right next to Middleton and Nampa, Idaho. Those are its bordering cities within the Treasure Valley. From there, it's about, a 5 to 10 minute drive into Middleton, or farther if depending on where you live in Middleton and Caldwell. It's a 5 to 10 minute drive into Nampa, again depending on where you live. Meridian, Kuna, those are going to be more 20, 30, even 40 minute drives. And then Boise, of course, depending on traffic, depending on the time of year, if we have snow, that's going to be a 30 to an hour and a half, even 2-hour drive depending on crashes or traffic or if the roads are bad. Now, the cost of living and the homes available in Caldwell are very similar to the rest of the Treasure Valley, but it is more affordable. It's right up there with Nampa. Right now, it's a little bit higher at a $525,000 median sale price, where Nampa's at $500,000. But compared to Meridian, Eagle, or Boise, who are well above the $600,000 mark, it's definitely a more affordable place to live when moving to the Treasure Valley in the Boise area. With that comes a lot of options when it comes to homes. I know the downtown Caldwell area has been going through a revamp over the last, 10 or so years. The downtown has really revitalized it. There's a lot of new restaurants. It looks amazing. There's a walking center. There's a place for concerts. It's really a cool place to go if you just want to get out and have a bite to eat or spend time in the Caldwell downtown area. With that has come a lot of renovations, fix and flippers, fixing up a lot of the homes around that downtown Caldwell area. So those older homes around downtown Caldwell have gotten some upgrades, and there is a lot of options there. They have that older style feel of what you think in an older town downtown area. There's also a lot of apartments, condos, townhouses available in Caldwell, and just like the rest of the Treasure Valley, it's growing at a pace where there's a lot of new developments, a lot of new subdivisions, a lot of single family homes that are of that newer caliber within the last 10 years. So of course the downtown area is going to be more centralized, that older town, older home style feel with some remodels here and there. Then as you expand out, it's going to be similar with more single family, modern subdivision neighborhood living that a lot of people are used to. Then if you go even a little farther out, there's a lot of great land opportunity for custom builds, bigger size homes, especially as you get out towards Lake Lowell, which is just south of the Caldwell area. There's opportunity there to live on golf courses or have that more acreage custom build, maybe a little more upscale living. As I mentioned, as you get a little bit farther outside of Caldwell, there's more of that acreage living when it comes to homes, but with that comes a lot of farm town, a lot of agriculture, and wineries. So Caldwell is going to be closer to the wineries that are in the Treasure Valley. That offers a great opportunity on the weekends or afternoons to get out with family and spend time in those wineries. A lot of those wineries have great wine tasting events, charcuterie boards, foods, events. There's a lot of cool things that go on in the winery area of the Treasure Valley. That also presents a little bit of an opportunity as Caldwell, Nampa, and the Treasure Valley continue to grow. That winery area of the Treasure Valley has a good potential for appreciation or more upscale living that maybe some people in Southern California or the winery region in California are thinking of. With some of that agriculture and farmland outside of the Caldwell area brings the farmers market in Caldwell. That's offered every weekend in the summers, and you can of course get some of that fresh produce produced by some of the agriculture around the Caldwell area. I mentioned the distance that Caldwell is from some of the other cities in the Treasure Valley, and with that comes some commutes and some of the transportation within Caldwell. So Caldwell, similar to the rest of the Treasure Valley, is growing at a rapid pace, which means traffic can get bad there. I'd say Caldwell is a little less than the surrounding cities like Nampa, Meridian, and Boise, but those commutes as a whole within Caldwell itself are not bad. Caldwell still has quite a few amenities. It is a bigger city. Obviously at 65,000, there's a lot of grocery stores, restaurants. So if you're living within Caldwell, the commutes within the city, if you're running to the grocery store or you need to run an errand or go to some of the parks offered in Caldwell, they're not going to be too bad. It's not going to be quite as jam-packed as, say, Eagle Road and Meridian and Boise. The education in Caldwell is mostly going to be the Caldwell School District and the Valley View School District. Now, the Caldwell schooling is ranked lower within the state and within the Treasure Valley. Obviously that can differ depending on each school, but as a whole, Caldwell does offer a little bit less when it comes to schooling. The College of Idaho, which is a private liberal arts school, is also located in Caldwell, so that can bring some college living feel. I know growing up here, College of Idaho did offer a lot of college parties and you would hear about them, and so that's something to watch out for when looking in the Caldwell area. But it's a very small school. There's only about 1,500 students within the college itself. So when comparing that to BSU, who has 23,000 students, it's not nearly as big of a deal, but it is something to keep an eye out for. And just know that the College of Idaho is offered within Caldwell itself. The safety of Caldwell. So Caldwell is technically ranked the least safe city in the Treasure Valley, and it's right up there with Nampa and Boise. It's not that far off, but Caldwell is known as one of the lesser safe cities within the Treasure Valley itself. I know if you've grown up here and lived around the area, Caldwell and Nampa kind of get a rap for having gang activity or having more crime within the cities themselves. But Caldwell is, like I said, the downtown is doing a revamp. A lot of the Caldwell areas have been getting an upgrade over the last 10 years. So as a whole, I'd say that Caldwell is up and coming, and hopefully we'll see some of that crime rate go down. Obviously, it depends where you live. If you live closer within the Caldwell downtown area, that's where it's going to be the least safe. Similar to Boise or Nampa, the closer you are to downtown in some of those specific areas, that's where it's unsafe. But if you live outside of the downtown area, off towards Lake Lowell or more of the open spaces, you're not going to run into many of those issues the same way it is with any other city. And as a whole, nationwide, Caldwell, Nampa, these areas, they're still extremely safe cities when comparing it to other large metropolitan areas. Caldwell also puts on some great events. The Caldwell Night Rodeo is put on in August, which is professional rodeo along with live music, food vendors, and even carnival rides. The Indian Creek Festival, which is put on in June and goes over and celebrates some of the history of Caldwell, has parades, live music, food vendors, and is a good time. The Winter Wonderland Festival is put on in the winter in Caldwell, which offers ice skating, Santa Claus comes, there's food vendors, a parade, there's light displays, ice skating, and Christmas markets. Now, Caldwell's not home to some of the major events within the Boise area. Of course, the metropolitan Boise, Meridian, those bigger cities are going to have a lot more of the bigger events, but Caldwell still does have some great local festivals and events that go on throughout the year. Caldwell Recreation is also available. Just like Nampa, it's located close to Lake Lowell, so Lake Lowell has wildlife refuge. There's hiking trails, biking trails. There's a lot of water sports, so if you want to boat, kayak, paddleboard, there's a lot of opportunity there within Lake Lowell. There's hunting and fishing opportunity. I know if you're an avid fisher like I am, I like fly fishing in particular. Bass fishing is extremely popular at Lake Lowell, and it's great because it's just a few 20-30 minute drive right outside of the city. There's a ton of carp within Lake Lowell, and they just introduced tiger muskie, so if you're an avid fisherman, you know what that means. That can be a fun adventure to try and get one of those, as they stock those throughout the year. Caldwell is also located closer to the Owyhee Mountains, so if you fish or you just love camping, the Owyhee River, which is technically in Oregon, and the Owyhee Reservoir is only a 30-minute drive outside of Caldwell, and that can offer some great opportunity there to spend some time in the outdoors. There's also Silver City up there, which is a ghost town, and just a lot of recreation within the Owyhee Mountains itself, which is going to differ from the Boise area, which has the Boise Mountains and Bogus Basin where the ski resorts are. There's hiking trails and biking trails in Boise, but it's a little bit different of an outdoor activity that's closer to Caldwell. But of course, the commute to Boise and those outdoor recreations within Boise and the foothills is still there, but it is just a farther drive. So if those outdoor recreations are important to you, those are just some of the differences between what Caldwell would have to offer and what living in the Boise, Meridian, and Eagle areas would have to offer. Now, Caldwell as a whole, like I said, it is up and coming. It's growing a lot, just like the rest of the Treasure Valley. The downtown area has gone through a whole revamp from when I was a kid to now. It's a completely different place. It's an awesome place to live. I know I go out to the Caldwell downtown area here and there because it has gotten to be so nice. There's a lot of great restaurants there, and it is an affordable place to live. So when it comes to housing, it's one of the more affordable options when it comes to the Treasure Valley, and so it can be a great place to look at when comparing the different cities within the Boise area if you are relocating here, or if you're just looking to buy a home for the first time. Now, if you want to know what it's like to live in Nampa, Idaho, or you want to learn a little bit more about Meridian, or you just need some help relocating here, you want some more details on some of these cities or some of the housing markets, feel free to reach out to me, call or text me anytime. And thanks for watching.